the Little Mermaid. Get ready for a magical journey beneath the shimmering blue waves, far beyond the shores of the human world, where the ocean turns as crystal clear as polished glass, and as deep blue as sapphire gemstones. There stood the majestic underwater kingdom of Aurelia, ruled by the noble and mighty King Thalorian. He was a widower, but the kingdom never felt empty. His wise mother, Elder Marina, guided the palace with warmth, dignity, and grace. She raised all 6 of his daughters, each born 1 year apart, each beautiful in her own way. But the youngest, Princess Maricela, was unlike any mermaid the sea had ever seen. Her skin glowed like moonlit coral, and her eyes shimmered as blue as the deepest tides. Unlike her sisters, she wore no jewels, only a crown woven from fresh white sea lilies, each petal glowing softly with her gentle spirit. Yet it was not beauty that made her different. She was thoughtful, quiet, and full of dreams. Often she sat alone in her garden of red sea flowers, listening to the distant hum of the world above. More than anything, Maricela longed to rise to the surface and see the human world for herself. One evening,
Poor Maricela, you don't understand. We mermaids live much longer than humans. We live for a full 300 years, while humans leave this world long before that. We think we turn into light or mist, but humans simply faint and fall.
But their souls live on. I would give my whole life just to witness the world.
the sisters rise to the surface. When each mermaid turned 15, she was allowed to visit the human world above. One by one, Maricela's older sisters, Coraline, Nerissa, Lunara, Cirella, and Aqualia, returned with sparkling stories. Moonlight dancing on waves, ships with golden lanterns, music drifting across oceans, icebergs shimmering like diamonds. Every story made Maricela's heart burn with longing. At last, her own 15th birthday arrived. That night, as twilight painted the sky purple, Maricela rose toward the surface. The world above glowed with stars. And there, anchored on calm waters, was a magnificent ship, decorated like a festival of constellations. Music drifted across the waves. Laughter sparkled in the air. Curious, Maricela swam closer and peeked through the cabin window. There stood a young man, Prince Aldarian, handsome, warm-hearted, and beloved by all on board. It was his birthday celebration. The little sea princess hid among the waves, listening to music and watching him through shining eyes. But suddenly, the sky darkened, thunder roared, lightning split the heavens, winds howled like wild spirits. The peaceful sea transformed into a nightmare. The great ship cracked, its mast snapped, waves swallowed the deck. Maricela heard terrified cries. Among them, "Help! We're sinking!" She dove through the storm, searching desperately for Aldarian. At last, she found him, floating unconscious, sinking beneath the blackened waves. She wrapped her arms around him and kept his head above water as the storm dragged them toward distant shores. By morning, the storm had vanished. The prince looked peaceful in the golden sunrise. Maricela brushed back his wet hair and kissed his forehead softly. She carried him until she reached a quiet temple by the shore. There she laid him gently upon the sand. Temple bells rang. A maiden Elwyn stepped out among the garden flowers. Alderian stirred, and when he opened his eyes, it was Elwyn he saw standing over him. Heartbroken, Maricela slipped back into the sea. The princess falls in love. From that day onward, Maricela could not forget the prince, nor the hope of gaining an immortal soul. She no longer joined in her sister's songs or danced in coral gardens. Her heart was tied to the world above. At last, unable to endure the longing, she swam to Elder Marina.
Grandmother, do humans stay alive forever in their spirits? Does their soul never fade away?
Yes, my child, a human body may fade, but their spirit, their true essence, lives on forever. They rise upward like the stars in the sky, never ending, never fading away.
Maricela whispered,
I would give all my 300 years for just one single day, if I could gain a human soul.
the Sea Witch. That night, while music echoed in the palace halls, Maricela slipped away through the darkness, toward the forbidden whirlpools. The dwelling of the feared Sea Witch, Morvana. Her cave glowed with eerie blue fire. Twisted sea plants writhed like serpents. Morvana smiled with sharp teeth.
I know why you're here, Little Mermaid. You want your beautiful legs, don't you? So you can get even closer to that human prince. But be careful. Once you take human form, you will never return to the ocean again.
And if the prince does not marry you, and he marries someone else,
Then your heart will break, and by sunrise, you will turn into sea foam. But in return, you must give me your voice.
Maricela's voice trembled.
But without my voice, how will I speak to him? I love him. Little Mermaid, your voice was your greatest gift, but even without it, you're beautiful enough to make any human prince fall in love with you. Okay.
Morvana captured her voice into a glowing shell and handed her the potion. The human world, Maricela swam to the shore and drank the potion. Fire erupted through her body. She collapsed on the sand. When she opened her eyes, she had 2 trembling human legs. Prince Alderian found her and lifted her gently.
Are you all right?
She could not answer, but her eyes spoke with devotion. He brought her to his castle, gave her gowns of white and gold, and she danced for him with such grace that all were amazed, never knowing the secret pain she endured. He spoke to her of dreams, hopes, and gratitude for the mysterious girl who had once saved him. He believed it was Elwyn. Maricela smiled through her breaking heart. Destiny's turn. One day, Alderian was commanded to visit a neighboring kingdom, to meet the princess. When they arrived, Maricela's heart shattered, for the princess was Elwyn, the maiden from the temple. Alderian believed she was the one, destined for him. Maricela stayed silent, even as her heart dissolved inside her. 7 days to her death. The wedding was to be held in 7 days. Maricela knew her time was ending. That night, beneath silver stars, her sisters rose from the waves, their long hair cut short in sacrifice. Sea foam clinging to their cheeks, they handed her a glittering dagger.
you must use this to end it. Its blood will fall on your legs, and only then you can return to the sea. Otherwise,
you will die.
Maricela stood alone on the ship's deck, moonlight trembling on the dagger. Her hands shook, but her heart remained pure.
No, I won't kill him. I cannot take someone's life just to save my own.
She threw the dagger into the sea. And walked softly into Alderian's chamber. She knelt beside him, kissed his forehead. A final farewell, but at her touch, he stirred. He opened his eyes, and he remembered.
It was you. You were the one who saved me from the sea. I remember everything now. Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
At dawn, the ship returned to the Temple Kingdom. Alderian told Princess Elowin the truth. She smiled softly.
God has chosen this for you. Whoever he brings to you. She is meant to be your wife.
When the ships returned home, every tower rang with bells. Maricela walked beside Alderian, clothed in white, and for the first time, her steps no longer hurt. Warmth blossomed in her chest. She felt an immortal soul awaken within her. Her sisters rose from the waves, singing a song of joy. No longer would she become foam. She had won the greatest gift of all, true love and an eternal soul. And so, Princess Maricela and Prince Alderian lived in harmony, their love as boundless as the sea, and their destinies forever entwined.